called along the way. All right, Fountain City, let's get loud and start this game off.
Yeah!
Back in for jam number one. Ladies and gentlemen, still staying out there. Scores still staying out there. Parker and we have it. Parker's out and is the lead scorer. You can tell that malicious compliance has the arm out and the arm up, signaling. Oh, Parker going in. Tried to sweep to the inside underneath everybody. Instead gets knocked to the floor. Has to get back up, re-enter, and tries to score some points.
Parker's looking awfully strong out there. Aaron Grievances.
Yep. First jam, we got a 4-4 tie, so both skaters getting in there and picking up all the points. We're going to do this again with ball risk and dopamine.
Both teams splitting that first jam just like they've split both games this season. Moose taking a big hit to begin the jam in turn two. The scorers wading through the pack. Dopamine looking strong here. Overtakes the front of the pack. Your active scorer, lead jammer, Dopamine. The captain, Wine and Moen, trying to pick up in the back. Dopamine into a packed group of skaters here. Grabs all the points. Commanding performance.
Slow down a little bit, looking for an opening. Starting into the pack. Now the great thing about these zombie games is these are open gender team games, so you've got a mix of skaters out there on the floor. And not just a mix of skaters that way, you've also got a mix of skaters in terms of level of experience as well. So you've got some fair newbies out there with some veterans making everybody look better, even more better.
Wrecking Bill lurking in the middle of the pack there.
Once again, Parker is your lead scorer, is it right? Jim Annihilation was tied up in the pack. And now Red Menace picks up with the pivot break as an active scorer. Meanwhile, Black Leg looking to set up a little bit of a strategy as the skaters are coming around. Good wall by Black Leg, starting it up, looking to try to hold back. Oh! Slowing that momentum, but he already at least got that 1 point, so able to call off the jam.
Nice little hug in the back of the pack there between Loki Hustlin and Parker, whispering some sweet nothings into each other's ear. A quick thank you to everyone joining us on Twitch tonight.
Less of a hug and maybe more of a sandwich.
Maybe a little bit of a Sammy, yeah. AG. I see Tweak Havoc lining up there at the jam line with Mind Goblin. Mind Goblin, the brainchild here behind the Fountain City AV Club and the reason why we're coming to you online tonight. Mind Goblin trying to work his way around big lobs there in the first turn. Meanwhile, in the middle, Tweak Havoc trying to find a seam here. It's a beautiful block up front by Beck and Call. Tweak Havoc forced to reset in turn 3. Mind Goblin forced to reset as well by the Big Moose. Tweak picking up lead.
Taking advantage of pack rules to be able to get out there and become the leading scorer. Looks like Gangrene is wanting to try to maybe race this back. Black Plague trying to get a baby. Timeout called on the floor.
Blockers grabbing onto, trying to hold back one of the skaters just to open up that point for the scorers. So you're going to see racing of the pack whenever anybody's got the chance, because that's one of the great things. The pack rules don't necessarily penalize teams for skating fast this time.
Fall risk at the jam line for the Black Plague. Eye of the Tiger. Beautiful takeoff there for Fall Risk. Stretched out pack here in the first turn. Wrecking Bill seeking a target there, but Fall Risk, speedy move through the outside lane. Picking up lead here is Fall Risk. Fall Risk with a huge lead here. He's got Parker on his back. Parker taking the pivot break here. Fall Risk doing some of his own blocking there in turn one. Grabs the points for Black Plague. Also making a statement there with a nice big shoulder check. Okay, that's better.
While we got this moment, let me just start off talking about our anti-discrimination policy. Fountain City Roller Derby strives to be an inclusive, positive environment for the community. FCRD has zero tolerance for discrimination, harassment, and acts of violence against another due to race, color, religion, sex, gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, national orientation, age, and/or disability. FCRD is looking out and putting together a really nice policy.
In short, be excellent to each other.
That's it. Uniscore. Or no, sir. Out on the floor, we got Black Plague. Alone up until now as Uniscore. Time Annihilation cut into the pack.
Tight game so far for the first few jams of the game. Black Plague leading 12 to 11, 11 minutes to go in the half. Beck and Call, the great Beck and Call lining up for Black Plague. Some tough looking blockers in the middle here. I don't think anyone gets lower than Parker. Parker, a man who never skips leg day. Super fast break to the outside. Beck and Call, holy moly, off like a rocket.
Beck and Call were great skaters on their team. The blocker and the scorer. Already racing around this track. Good cut to the outside and then sweeping back in. Beck and Call trying to get off Parker.
Left a few bodies in her wake there, as one does in roller derby. It does feel good to get a hit like that on Parker, I'll tell you right now. Parker is as elusive as they come. Gangrene loading the inside lane here, trying to keep the easy pass open for their jammer, Sylvia Rath. Looks like Tweak Havoc wearing the star for Black Plague.
Black Plague looked like they were also trying to force Book Square up. This time it's going to go to the inside. Boxing up Book Square. Shoving Book Square to the outside.
Yeah, Lob's doing a great job in the back there, holding that point for their jammer to come back and catch.
Out front, we're going to have another Black Plague in the jam.
Two bodies down in turn two, but they fell small, AG. Fundamentals.
Good position blocking there. And then Gangrene puts outside, having to come back in.
Always feels bad when you go outside trying to call that sucker off and can't quite end the jam. Not that I'd know. I was built for violence and not for speed.
Black Plague extending out a lead now, 19 to 11 over Gangrene. Both teams still doing a really good job though, and very competitive on every jam. Ball risk getting cut off by Monster Meadow. Out front, Parker looked like he was waiting around to see just what the pack situation is like. Great presence there. Instead, had to take the jump.
It was a little stretched out there. Makes for a confusing time jamming.
Oh, nice. Ball risk. Challenging Parker. Oh, once he locks into a seam and finds an opening, Parker skating for daylight.
Monster Meadow headed off to the box of shame, so Gangrene will start down a skater on this next jam. Second penalty for Monster Meadow. Two very quick penalties in this game. It's like Gem Annihilation and Dopamine. Couple of wily veterans out there on the jam line. Dopamine and Gem Annihilation. Both having won championships for their house teams.
Loki Hustle looking to take the minute out on the equation. And once again, Black Plague with the lead scorer out there in the Annihilation. Jordan's got knocked down in turn two. Black Plague calls that jam off.
Also a beautiful job there by the blocking core for Black Plague, holding back that point for Gem Annihilation to come up and snatch away. And Black Plague beginning to build a lead here, 26 to 15. Team timeout for Gangrene.
And we're going to call the coaches, captains into the center over there or inside by the scoring box, or by the starting box.
And our misbehaving skaters having a dance party there in the middle. Gotta love it when the skaters are out of bed and left without adult supervision there for a timeout. Ooh, Black Plague looking like they're going to switch it up a little, sending Ducky to the line on this one. Ducky, the comeback player of the year for 2023. Or most improved, I think, is the award name. Not comeback player of the year. I apologize to those streaming out there. Either way, Ducky's awesome, is the moral of the story.
He's going to have to be awesome out
Yep.
Although I shouldn't say jammer against jammer. It really comes down to jammer versus blocking.
Very true. There are some mean people out there. I see Covalent, Bondage, Wrecking Bill, Book Squirm, Monster Meadow. Monster Meadow, the only skater that ever made me thumbs down in a game because I accidentally got impaled on her skate once. Very unpleasant, but the cost of being awesome.
Yeah, that pivot line you're looking at there, like you said, Monster Meadow, Covalent Bondage, also up front to hellacious block.
Yep. Kovo also playing in the championship game later tonight for the Bumble Bashers. Gonna do double duty at the Iron Lady of the track.
You know, it always amazes me just the conditioning of the skaters whenever you see someone comes out and skates. A couple of times, it's not one, not two, but all three games. And all
Yep.
I can think of is crazy.
You're not wrong,
Great shape, but you're crazy.
right? I'm gonna take the rest of this time out to do a quick, tell you quickly about one of our sponsors, folks. Gonna take this time out to tell you about one of our awesome sponsors, folks. Legacy Skates, located in the Crossroads, is your ultimate destination for everything skate related. From top-notch gear to expert advice, they've got you covered. Check them out and show some love for Legacy Skates. Looks like we're getting set to restart here, folks.
Out over in the out of play, or at least out of view of the camera, you got the third base coaches, Zombie and Peter Kurtz, who are there to provide some very local instruction to their skaters when they are far away from their home.
Always love getting an audience with Her Majesty. Especially when neither of us are hitting each other. It's like maybe we've come to an accord here. Nope, the coaches are still hanging out. I think we're getting the scoreboard situated since it is a very tight game, folks. Every point is precious on this one. And as we mentioned earlier, these two teams have split the previous 4 games. And so this one's for all the bragging rights, really. An entire season's worth of work has led down to this.
Looking up at the clock for this game, we have 6 minutes 20 left in this first half. Zombie games, of course, have been running a little bit shorter than the standard USARs roller derby games, so a lot of action being packed into those shorter halves.
Probably a good call, AG. These skaters are extremely violent. It's a reason why I call the Black Plague the baleful berserkers. The head ref is coming our way here with an explanation.
Green loses the official review.
What?
Green loses the official review. That's all I've been instructed.
All right. Out on the track, there was an official review, and Green has lost that official review, so we're getting back into action here.
Sorry, we can give you a little bit more about that.
Trying to keep the games fast moving with 3 games on the docket tonight. Ducky picking up lead jammer, looking sharp out there.
Bill rolling down on Parker, takes it to the outside, puts a great hit on once again to the outside.
I get the sense that the target here is Parker, as we've seen his body fly 3 or 4 times already. Mighty Ducky picking up all of the points. The skater at the head of the Flying V, Mighty Ducky. Yeah, we got all 4. Yep, 4 points.
So at least temporarily, they can solve the Parker problem.
And that's intermission, folks. The snack bar is open. The moral of this story has been to punish Parker so far, AG.
All right, low-key hustling and beck and call, trying to take Parker and hold him back, unable to do so. Instead, Beck with a nice little jump, and we've got active scorers for both teams. Parker pushing into the pack. And that never give up attitude. Beck and call coming into the pack before the call. We'll see what the points shake out for in this first jam of half number 2.
A couple of feisty ex-untouchables there showing off their speed. I know it never feels good to have Beck and call chasing one down. I see we've got a fan club somewhere over here in turn 1. Got some love for Mind, Goblin, and Gem Annihilation.
I will take this team.
What?
This is the Sirens Pain Smash Up team, so...
Oh, okay. Gem Annihilation, active as your lead jammer. Followed by 2D, number 62. 2D closing that gap, showing great speed here.
Pile up in turn number 3 as we've got a couple of Gangrene and Black Plague down. No one's going to give up the quote-unquote cheap points, so sliding in, taking those, calling the jam off.
Some monster hitting for sure, AG. I think that was Helliot Rage who took out the 2-for-1 there. Yep, Helliot Rage in the really cool rainbow pants. Parker and Tweak Havoc out there. Parker, the Renaissance man, doing it all tonight.
Uniscorn doing a good job trying to block off and get Parker up toward the front. Meanwhile, Black Plague unable to take that pivot break as the entire pack just slowed down. Took Loki out of play.
Smart strategy on the part of Green, Gangrene there.
Parker. Oh, Parker trying to come in through it. Opening in the center instead. Draws a penalty. Heading into the box.
Naughty, naughty, Parker.
Big break there for Black Plague on that jam.
He's got a friend there. I think that's Red Menace over there. Love to see a couple of very kind, unrepentant skaters hanging out in the box of shame. Got a couple of stout dudes lining up as your scorers on the next one. Mind, Goblin of the Fountain City AV Club, and Fall Risk. But look at these big blockers in the middle. Holy moly. What a gauntlet they've got to run here.
Spread out pack.
Yes.
We're going to see Fall Risk out there as your lead scorer. Helliot Rage looking to make sure that they're able to jump in with the pivot turn. And she's being signaled. Yes, yes, she's legal.
Some incredible blocking up front there for Black Plague. Holy moly.
Fall Risk, though, getting in and calling the points.
Beck and call up there, opening the front of that pack for Fall Risk. Still a huge lead for Black Plague here, 39 to 18, 15 minutes remaining in the second half. Get a lot of chunk points on these jams. Gangrene sending out the great Uniscorn against Mighty Ducky.
Up front on the pivot, we got Dopamine for Gangrene. Looking to play a little bit of... Oh, and there goes Uniscorn. Cuts to the inside. Great two-wall pick it up from Gangrene to hold back the pivot.
Also, Goofy Foot and Wrecking Bill in the back with some amazing positional blocking to start off this jam.
Black Plague trying to put together a wall. Uniscorn running up against a three-wall, having to work her way out to the outside.
Gem Annihilation, who came out and grabbed all the points on that last jam, looking to get another one here.
You know, I certainly hope somebody got some pictures of Uniscorn on that jam.
Oh, it was a tremendous performance on the last one by Uniscorn, absolutely. Mind Goblin trying to find a way around Red Menace. Red Menace doing a great job in the back, takes a big hit from Lobs, forced to the ground is Mind Goblin, popping back up.
Monster Meadow putting a behind on the and a hip onto the Black Plague jammer. Forcing Gem Annihilation to go around the outside.
Wide open spaces for Gem Annihilation thanks to those awesome blockers. Holy moly.
2D Ramsey with the break is also active.
Tootie's got some acceleration, AG.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you know, I usually don't say that waiting on the block is a good thing, but Monster Meadow did a great job holding down Black Plague's scorer and then getting a little bit of help in the back.
Monster Meadow definitely a devastating blocker at the point of impact, which I've felt myself a few times before in Usual Suspects Untouchables games.
And that was just good old-fashioned positional blocking, shoving that jammer over and over and into another teammate. So,
heck yeah, got nice and low, made a beautiful speed bump out of herself in the middle of that track.
Gonna get Parker and Fall Risk at the line. Fall Risk knocked out. Goofy Foot purposely slowing things down to keep him from re-entering. Short Stack holding up Tweak Havoc for a little bit. Parker just muscling through that wall. Red Rover, Red Rover.
Yeah, Kovo probably wouldn't be the one I would target on that jam, but he went for it, and it paid off. Probably the first jam all game where Parker's really had a wide open track to play with. I'm going to do an ad read real quick. We're going to tell you about another one of our incredible sponsors, KC Derby Digest. KC Derby Digest was founded in October 2011 and endeavors to cover all roller derby in Kansas City, period. Whether it's men's or women's, junior leagues, co-ed, flat track, or banked track, if it's roller derby in Kansas City, it's on their radar. Thank you for being there to capture all the derby action. KC Carr.
On the floor, Loki hustling, unable to do it from the outside, had to come back around inside, and is your lead scorer. Dopamine's got that pivot break. And Loki taking the quick point on that one as Sheila Shovegood was knocked to the floor here at turn 2.
Moose putting those antlers to good use there. And look at that scoreboard. We're starting to see the Gang Green chip away at that lead. They were doubled up earlier in this game. Now we're sitting at 40-26, 10 minutes remaining. I love Parker's starting position, getting beautifully low, springing like a greyhound out there.
Parker first runs into lobs, then runs into Beck and Call. Gonna give Fall Risk an open start before Short Stack gets out with pivot break. Wow.
A human missile strike there. Holy moly.
For a minute, I thought Short Stack, or I
These two
thought
teams
the
getting pretty
Fall
chippy.
Risk was going to get that one, and I guess did not quite get the second tap before being forced to the outside. Nice little bumpity bump from Gang Green.
Also, not a ton of penalties in this game. Both teams playing very clean. Great tactical blocking out there tonight.
Yeah, we've got just what? 3 penalties for Black Plague, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on Gang Green. So
Tweak
both
Havoc
teams skating
and
well.
Tootie. Sorry, AG. I got excited. Tweak Havoc and Tootie out there showing off some incredible speed, but some tough blocking here in the middle. Stacked in that inside lane, making them take the long way around the track.
Looks like we're getting a little bit of a pace line. See if Tootie can move her way on up through there.
It's a fast-moving pack, too. Making these jammers work for it.
Tootie trying to keep in bounds. Now being moved a little bit farther back. Got to fight through a 2-wall. An actual Moose. Wine and Moen doing a great job with the block.
Tootie working hard out there, still trying to find their way past that final blocker for Black Plague. Tootie picking up lead. Moen looking to activate as scorer for the Black Plague. Gonna be a bit of a foot race here. The pack slowing down, trying to help out their jammers.
Looking like Black Plague. Oh. Black Plague had themselves a couple of babies, but time ran out.
The merciless clock wins again.
I got invested in those 90 seconds, Flash.
You got to give it to them. Those blockers worked their tails off on that one. Holy
Exactly.
moly. Speaking of blockers, I see Beck and Call and Lobs out there on this one. That's
Monster.
a mean team for the Black Plague.
Monster Meadow up front. Beck and Call, your pivots.
We want to keep an eye on that pivot matchup up front. These are some mean skaters wearing the stripes.
Gang Green putting a couple of blockers out on the scorer.
Oh, this is a good scoring matchup
Wow.
right here. Holy moly.
Parker jumped out and Beck and Call shot out of the barrel of a gun. Nice move from Parker, able to just hop through the pack.
Man, that was some beautiful laterals there.
I was expecting a foot race all the way to the end, but Parker just snapped it up.
Parker made a veteran move there. Nice to get those points on Beck and Call. Beck and Call, no slouch. 5 minutes remaining in the contest. Gang Green, 30 points, 14 points to make up here.
Mind Goblin and Fall Risk gonna wear those stars. Fall Risk Taken outside, had to reset. Bill turning attention to fall risk.
I gotta say it, AJ, I think fall risk speed and track awareness has significantly improved over the course of the season. Seeing him going for holes on every jam.
Both packs moving very quickly. Oh, Bill with one in the chest.
With a Kansas City hello there.
Sheila Knockout rejoins into the pack. Mind Goblin being held for a moment by the Red Menace, and now Mind Goblin out as your lead scorer. Covalent Bondage took a moment to look to see the legality of the pivot break.
Yeah, I was kind of confused about that myself, AG. Don't generally see Mind Goblin slow up, so I know there was some confusion there. This is a beautiful matchup coming up on the next jam. Two big dudes in the middle, looking to hold court with Mighty Ducky. Dish out some violence.
Artemis Primal with the star for Black Plague going up against Parker. Parker forced outside, full speed ahead.
This is why we slow down when you get him out.
Once again, we got that foot race. Parker, beck and call.
Beck and call sure loves that chase, AG.
Just those steps, that is amazing and terrifying. Parker once again finds that little slot in the pack. Having to call it quick with beck and call right there.
Again, chipping away at that lead, but will they have enough time to make up the rest of these points? That's the question now.
8 points in a couple of jams. It is doable, although right now Helliot Rage looks like she is headed into the box.
Feels bad on these crucial jams, starting a skater down, but Goofy Foot.
Monster Meadow gonna make sure that Gem Annihilation is held back for as long as possible, trying to open up for the Gangrene Jammer.
Black Plague stacked that inside to open up, to close things up for Goofy Foot. Goofy working hard here against the final two jammers for Black Plague.
Loki able to step in and almost slam the door.
It's a simultaneous activation on those jammers.
Black Plague catching 2 quick points, calling this jam. Fountain City, there's about a minute and change left. We've probably got a jam, maybe a second jam. So it's time for you to get loud and let's hear these skaters. Give them some love.
The hardest working skaters in show business.
Parker's going to try to make something happen here in this last minute. Oh, Covalent Bondage now having to wait. Kovo unable to get out because of pack position. Parker now makes a break. And that is going to be it.
Unless someone calls a timeout. Will we get another jam? Team timeout for Gangrene.
Woo. Gangrene looking to take that timeout, get the last basically Hail Mary moment.
I mean, Parker's looking pretty sharp. If anyone can pick up 10 points to close this game, 11 points to close this game, it's Parker. Holy moly. Oh, and they're sending out Wrecking Bill, who famously switched sides at the half.
Are you allowed to do that?
I think I'll allow it. I like the drama. The drama of this beautiful sport. Ooh, they're sitting out the god of mischief, Loki Hustland, to try to put the final nail in the coffin for this game.
I think Loki's probably going to be, if it were me, I'd be doing a little bit of defensive jamming, but I don't think that's Black Plague's way. Doesn't matter anyway, because there goes Parker.
And I think I saw him slingshot by one of his blockers.
Loki now having to do a little bit of speedy skating. Parker ducking. That's going to do it. We're going to get an unofficial score, then an official score. Fans, if you want to get out around the track right now in anticipation, once our referees are done,